Welcome to One on One on God 101. Our guest today is Big Brother Season 25 house guest, America. Welcome, America.
Oh my god, thank you so much, Julie. I'm geeking. I'm so excited to be here.
You look exquisite. We have a lot to catch up on, but first, God. Did you grow up knowing God?
I did. My family is Catholic. I grew up, going to church every Sunday. I did my communion, my confirmation, all of that. So I, I did grow up surrounded uh, by God in a very religious family. So yeah, he's a big part of my life.
Did you ever fall away? Like maybe going off to college and, sometimes people like stray and like kind of, you know, don't don't go to church regularly when they go off on their own.
No, yeah, exactly. I think once I moved out at 18, I just got busy with certain things and it was hard to get back into the routine of things. Whenever I do go back home with my family, we do go to church. And we actually go to church in Mexico. We go to the same church that my mom went to growing up. Yeah,
Oh.
it was kind of a big deal because we drive the hour and a half every Sunday to go to mass. So yeah, it was hard, obviously, when I moved away for college and I was on my own to get back into that and get into the routine.
So, on your own, and specifically in the Big Brother house, like, what does your prayer life look like? Did you pray to the Lord when you were playing Big Brother?
Of course, it is stressful in there. It is so hard, and even though I had Cory, I couldn't do it alone. I couldn't do it by myself. So I did pray a couple times. Things were hard in there, and things are stressful. And I found comfort in just cuddling into the scramble room, putting the covers over me, and praying a little bit.
Now, you and Cory are going strong. You're actually at his, house in Florida
How can you tell?
because I just did another interview with him, and I know that's his brother's room. His
We just
brother.
like tagged each other as he was walking out of the room. I walked in.
So, where do you hope this relationship goes between you and Cory?
A little deja vu moment, but marriage. I don't know. We're honestly like, I did not expect this at all. Like, okay, I was flirting a lot in the house. I knew that a showmance would be a possibility. And even when I started talking to Cory, we always talked about like, oh yes, we'll hang out a bit after the show, right? Like, yeah, he'll visit me in New York, I'll visit him in Florida. And I don't know how it happened, but it turned into I'm here for Thanksgiving. He's coming to mine for Christmas. So it's real. It's serious. It's kind of crazy, but honestly, it just feels so normal. Like it just being with him and being together that amount of time. It's yeah, like I can't be without him. Like it's a little bit codependent maybe, but I'm loving it. And I know we're just having a good time and enjoying each other's company and each other's families. And his family has been great. Everyone's been super welcoming. I love Molly. She is so adorable. She's so cute. We went to the trampoline park yesterday and just had a blast. So I don't know where this is going, but I just know that I'm very happy.
Well, that is beautiful to hear. I mean, like we said, always say, Big Brother, expect the unexpected. You didn't expect, and here you are talking potentially marriage. And for the record, we have had more successful marriages than The Bachelor.
I
And,
know that.
and
I'm
we
a
are
big
not
Bachelor
waiting.
fan. I'm a big Bachelor fan, and I know that statistic, and I now understand why. We're there without distractions, with probably the worst version of ourselves in this game, right? Where we have to lie and cheat and manipulate people. So being able to find Cory and just build that trust, of course, being in the same alliance helped, our relationship. But I get it. I totally get it.
Now, have you spent a day apart since being out of the house?
We
Did you go back to
have.
New York for a bit for work or what has happened?
No. So my family's from Texas. So right after the show, I flew to Texas for the last 2, 3 weeks. And then I flew here to Florida for the holidays, for Thanksgiving.
Okay. So his family has met you, they love you, and then Christmas is when you're introducing your family to Corey.
Yes. So I mean, they watch the live feeds, they watch the show, they feel like they already know him, but I'm very excited for them to actually meet. I think they'll love him too. I mean, they only said good things about him when I was there. Corey's great. I know he's going to get along with everybody just fine. I'm excited. I'm so excited for him to meet my family and all my friends in Texas and just show him around. Like where I grew up. It's very special to me.
Now, we know that, when you entered into the Big Brother house, you, left a job in New York working in a medical office. And we know that Corey has to go back he has 23 more credits to graduate college.
Yeah.
So where are you going to be come the new year? Are you going back to New York to work, or what's your future look like?
Julie, putting me on the spot, but I think this is I know everyone's asking, everyone wants to know. So I don't have a reason to go back to New York.
Mm.
Um, in the house, I was like, I love New York. I have to get back. But after like, reflecting and being on my own in Texas, I was like, I really don't have any. I mean, I have my friends in New York, but other than that, there's no real reason for me to go back to New York and make me and Corey's relationship long distance when it doesn't have to be long distance. I don't have to make it harder for us. So I am going to be in Nashville. Uh,
Wow,
um,
exciting.
I'm not moving into the dorm. I refuse to do that. But I have started sort of looking at apartments in Nashville. It helps that it's a lot cheaper than New York City. So much
Yes.
cheaper. And I've actually never been to Nashville. We'll be going sometime in December. So probably when I go visit, when me and Corey go visit Nashville, I'll start looking for apartments then. Um, but yeah, that's the plan. So by January 1st, I think I'll be moved in there, and well, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm
Wow, congratulate it's a great town, you will love it, and, you gotta follow where your heart is pulling you to go, and that's wonderful.
I know, who would have thought. I went in to play Big Brother and I came out the Bachelorette. So,
And potentially the engaged bachelorette, but we'll
oh
see.
my god.
Now, you went into Big Brother having expectations, you've watched the show, you know what it was about, but did it turn out to be what you expected?
Um, it's so much more than I expected. I'm a huge super fan of the show, and on every day waking up, I was just like, I cannot believe I'm doing this. I cannot believe I'm here. This is so amazing. I loved every minute of it. It was, I, I don't know, it was so exciting to just be there every day and getting to play the game. And it was a little bit unexpected, right? I went in thinking to myself, I'm going to be this kind of player, and I'm gonna do this, this, and this. And once you're there and you meet the cast, it like things like switched, right? I went in and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do the cooking and the cleaning and the for the house. And then once you're there, I'm like, oh, I just want to hang out and talk to people more. I'd rather be doing that than maybe being in the kitchen. So it's yeah, I it wasn't it was what I expect. I don't know. How can I answer this? It was so much fun. It was so much more than I can ever imagine. It's still very surreal to me coming out and like I was like, I was actually in the Big Brother house. I played the game. It doesn't feel real. It
Yeah.
feels so weird. But it was amazing. It was such a good time. And even when I got blindsided, I was like in the diary room crying, bawling, and I couldn't believe it. I was so hurt. I was in so much pain. That was the worst I ever felt. But I was still like through the tears, I was like, this is so cool. This is the most fun thing. Like, this is the funnest thing ever. I just got blindsided on Big Brother. Like,
Classic.
iconic. Like, this is so great.
Any regrets about any moves that you made in the house?
Oh, so many of them. So many. It was so hard to keep information in, right? it was that was my downfall. So there were so many times where I, said certain things to people and it would come back to me. I'd be like, "Ugh," and I wouldn't learn my lesson. So that was the thing. After speaking to certain people and then having that information get back to me, having them rat me out, I was like, didn't learn, and I kept trying and I kept pushing. Just because maybe personally I really connected with certain people, I tried to make them trust me by giving them information, but clearly they didn't care to work with me, in a game wise sense. So yeah, just talking. I mean, talking to Blue, right? I kept trying with her. I really liked Blue. And so I kept trying to give her information to get her to trust me. Hello, Jag. Jag wasn't, seeing things for like the first half of the season. And I kept trying with Jag. I was like, Jag, these people aren't working with you. They're putting you up as a pawn. Like, be for real. And I mean, he won the show. So as far as I'm concerned, it was, I had something to do with it a little bit because I just kept trying to give him information, make myself useful. Since I wasn't winning any competitions, I thought that maybe giving people information would get them to trust me, and that wasn't the case. So that's my regret.
Now, have you kept in touch with Jack? Like, other than Cory, have you made, any lifelong friends coming out of season 25?
Yes, it is so crazy. Like I I this cast was amazing. It was so like everyone was such a character, so bright, like such a everyone had like great bright personalities. It's insane. I've talked to like Jag and Bowie, but surprisingly enough, the person that I think I've been most in contact with is Jag's brother. So
How
yeah,
fun.
he texts a lot, so
Okay.
he's a fun guy, and yeah, I definitely made friends for life with some of the house guests.
So that's water under the bridge with Jag, because towards the end, you were like, I mean, you're
Yep.
playing the game. You're trying to, like, your crosshairs was on him and Matt. You're like, "Oh, those 2 guys."
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it was all game, right? And
Yes.
I mean, they won first and second, so they don't care, that I was going after them. They did they made the right move, evicting me. I get that, but at the end of the day, yeah, and me targeting anybody ever was game, regardless of what I might have said in my speeches, saying that it was going to be personal. I I didn't take anything personally.
Well, America, you found love, and we are rooting for Cormerica, AmeriCorey, however you wanna call the 2 of you. So, I am just so glad that we got to catch up and that you guys are planning a future together, and I wish you Godspeed, and may God bless you abundantly, you and both your families.
Thank you so much, Julie. This was great. This is amazing. Thank
Thanks,
you.
America.
Thank you.